Yay, we're live.
We're here.
Hi, Milasas and Rebecca Hulse, and I know I love it. We're alive and we're live. How does it get any better than that? I was just saying to Rebecca, I'm having one of those days today. It's 9 o'clock in the morning in Australia, and I'm having one of those days where I'm like, "Are you serious?" And it's like another day that I'm being told that I have to stay in my country. Especially because Dane here is doing an ESB, energetic synthesis of being, in Houston, and I'm like, I would like to be there, and it's on while we sleep. And I know some people are staying up, but it's like haven't quite conquered that. Stay up all night and get up and still do my meetings and my stuff. So I'm listening to it delayed, but I'm definitely very aware of it. And this is one of the things also that I would love you guys to get is when you wake up in the morning, what are you aware of? Like Rebecca is based in New Zealand. I'm based in Australia.
I'm trapped on an island. At least
we might be able to see each other sooner than later. They might open up the borders. So yes, more than welcome to come over here to Phrygian Beach. It's still sunny outside.
That sounds good.
Exactly. So Rebecca Hulse, you've actually worked with me for is it a godzillion years or is it?
Yes, I think our relationship is ancient now.
So you've actually worked with Joy of Business for a really, really long time, and I happen to have the book here, Joy of Business. I know I've got a few books here on my desk, and this book, Joy of Business, is actually translated into 13 languages. We're soon going to be doing a book launch online, as one does now, in Arabic, which is
exciting.
I know, it's really cool. It brings me joy.
I remember the first time you went to Dubai to do a Joy of Business class, and gosh, the world of possibilities has changed so much since then. It's so cool.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. So here, I know we're having a chat, and I wanted to do a little bit of a rapid fire question with you. So first of all, I know you've worked with Joy Business and you are a Joy Business facilitator, which, by the way, we call it JCF for short. What is Joy Business to you?
To me, joy of the business is the choice to just wake up every morning and be able to choose what you want to do, whether it's enjoy your work day or have a moment where you want to say F off and go watch a movie or read a book or, let me out of my country. But it's like the whole idea of having a choice in every single thing you do in business. To me, that's the joy of business.
Yeah. And you know what? And it's funny because this morning, me saying that it wasn't the easiest morning when I woke up and then talking to you about it and talking on here too, and you saying that, I really would like to reiterate that this is not about getting it right. And that is something that I am definitely exploring, is that because I've tried my whole life to get everything right. And it's like, and how many of you have tried to get things right, including business? Although I must say business is one of the areas that I was always like, it can change at any moment. And I never judged myself when something didn't work out, including even like losing lots of money or, a project going bust, or because it just didn't show up the way I thought it was going to show up.
Yes.
It's there's something else possible, but not functioning from that rightness of your point of view is something that I personally am really attempting to explore here.
And that's such an important thing. And I know this is supposed to be a rapid fire, but people think that the joy of business.
What else are we going to do? Where are you going?
Exactly. Nowhere. But people think that joy of business means that you have to be waking up on a Monday morning excited about your business every day. Like, that's not the joy of business. Like, I remember people have come up to you and I can't come to your joy of business classes because honestly, I'm not happy in business. I don't have the prerequisites. But that's not about having to be happy every day in your business. It's about having the choice to be and do whatever works for you in your business, to not have that pressure. Especially with social media nowadays, you have the people that think that they need to show this positive picture the entire time and show that everything is great and everything is going to be wonderful. And then you have the people on the opposite side saying everything is terrible. But what if you actually have the choice of every day, where am I at right now? What do I desire to create? And, what can I choose that's going to work for me?
Yeah. And to add to that, I just put up here on the bottom, The mantra of Access Consciousness is all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And Dane here, I love it, at his Energetic Synthesis of Being online in Houston, has been talking about this and giving this home play out to actually ask for this 100 times a day. And I know if you've been to an Access class, it's one of the first tools that we give out, the mantra of Access. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And I love the way yesterday, or whatever day, 2 days, 5 days, day 500, he was saying, we say 10 times in the morning or 10 times at night, but to say it 100 times, it really does start to change your day. And yesterday I went for a really long walk, and I just repeated this over and over again. And you can even put it on a loop and see if something starts to change in your life. Because if you're waking up and you are having one of those, days, or with your business, you're having this place of doubt, etc. Doubt is something that is designed to distract you. What can you create? And our world has changed. We have changed. So what are we going to choose and what are we going to create? So if there's one thing you take away from here, it's that all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Yeah, down there, put it on a loop, do something with it. It's like play with it, whatever, because it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
So let's go back to our rapid fire, because our rapid fire is taking a while, if I don't mind. So it's good. I needed to actually do something like this so that I could be me.
Yay. I like it when you're here.
Thank you. It's like, what do you need to do in order to have you and be you? And that's a great question even to start with. So what made you choose to be a Joy Business Facilitator?
Well, I kind of got thrown into this world. If you remember, you asked me to work with Joy of Business and your business, but we had no idea what it was going to look like or be like. And a month later, we had the Joy of Business Facilitator training. And it kind of was just part of the gig. And that first month, I was definitely just rolling around wondering, like, all right, where can I contribute? What can I do? What if we did this? Just, total exploration of what we can do and create and what I could offer, but nothing solid or really decided at that time. It was the new love stage of a business. And we had that amazing 4-day training. And I actually found a picture of us. And I posted that with the whole come and join us on Facebook Live, because I was like, wow, that was 5 years ago, and our first JCF training. And I just remember
that was 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago. Yeah. Unbelievable. 5 years of JCFs. Generation 5 just became JCFs, which is super cool. There's so many friends.
It's booming. Yeah, it's really cool.
But I remember in that training just going, this is what we need. Like, this is what I need. This is what people in business need. This is what every single person that works or interacts with the business needs. And I just saw this place where, what if every single business in the world had the tools of Joy of Business? Because then every single person in the world would be able to interact with the tools of consciousness and be able to have a choice to have joy in their world if they desire it. Because think of how many businesses you interact with in a day. It's probably between 10 to 20. If not more. And imagine if every single one of those interactions was a possibility for you to enjoy yourself, to have a change, to receive a contribution. And to me, I just went, that's what I want to create in the world.
And I want to comment too on the 5 years. This is the 5th year that we've had Joy Business Facilitators around the world. And I have had a few people over the years go, oh, you're so successful. Or how did you create that? It didn't happen overnight. Like, a lot of the times, I mean, at first, Gary Douglas said to me, you need to do classes in this because the way you look at business is so different. So, and I was like, really? How boring. Sitting in front of a bunch of people talking about business. I'd rather be doing business. I'd rather be creating. And there was like 5 or 6 people in the room, and me sitting on a chair and them sitting in this semicircle around me, and we would shoot the breeze and talk about using access consciousness tools in business. And then I realized, oh, this actually matches the energy of what it is I'm asking to create in the world, and then did many classes and then created the book Joy Business. And then a whole lot of Joy Business Facilitators came along, and they're doing, these classes all over the world. So, and, Rebecca talking about this, what would it be like if every single business in the world used the access consciousness tools? Now, here's the thing. What business do you have that you've already gone to this place of doubt or negating or killing the future possibilities based on it's not showing up today the way you have decided it should? And everything at that is where you destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right and on, good and bad, POC and PUD, and shorts, boys and beyonds. And if this is the first time you're hearing the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, go down here below to theclearingstatement.com, and Dr. Dane, talks about it. But basically it's, that place of changing any of the fixed points of view, the limitations, the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you have about a point of view. Because if you go, oh, well, my business is not working, it's not showing up the way I thought it was going to, then guess what? You've just killed it. So part of coming along to a Joy Business class, which we have the 3-day class, Business Done Different, and a 1-day class, Access Business and Money, is you get manuals and you get to explore a different possibility with these amazing
manuals here.
There you go. That's true. I'm not lying. You get manuals with these brilliant JCFs. And I want to thank you so much for being like one of the catalysts of this, because you and a couple of others, like less than a handful, sort of had this thing in their world that was like, no, I'm doing this. Like I get what this is. So can you talk about, and this is so funny because you're at home, a truck just drove up. I think I have a package and no one else is at my house, so I might have to go get it.
Awesome. This is
different. What I wanted you to actually talk about is what's your favorite tool with Access, with Joy Business and Access Consciousness? What's
one tool I use with Joy Business?
What's the go-to one?
All right. Well, and you might be running away, so I might have more opportunity to say more than one and cheat.
Exactly.
Well, one of the things is actually a tool that came from the very first Joy Business meeting that I was in. I still refer back to this every single time, which is what possibilities are available that I've not yet instituted. And I started using this, like in this particular meeting, we were using it to start to uncover like, okay, we've got this far with Joy of Business. Now what do we desire to create? But since then, I have used it in so many different situations. I use it whenever I'm looking at, okay, I've got all of these different things that are going on. Which one do I want to choose? I will ask that question. What possibilities are available that we've not yet instituted? And I use that to kind of guide the clarity. And today's Monday here, so I've been using that this morning and trying to sort out my brain and my head going, okay, what's first? What's next? And that question immediately helps give me clarity. I also use it whenever I'm bored or I'm stuck or I don't feel like working or all of those different scenarios that come up, because immediately just allows me to see a different path, to see different possibilities that I haven't been able to see before. And what I love is that every single time this question sneaks up on me. It doesn't matter how many times I ask it. It doesn't immediately have this whole like, aha, ping kind of moment. And then I just go and do that. It just slowly fills the day up with different possibilities that I couldn't have expected or asked for.
You know what I'm realizing too? It's like you said, it's Monday morning, and typically if you've got like the world functioning at the way they function, Monday morning has always got that like that Monday morning blues, like people are like, oh no, it's a big weekend, just finished this weekend. But I'm noticing that mentality still exists, even though the world is not. So if it's Monday morning, like we're in New Zealand and Australia, so if you're listening in the US, we are in your future. Yeah, take notice of that on the Monday mornings. It's like, okay, who does this belong to is another Access Consciousness tool. It's like, who does it belong to? Like when you have those moments of going, oh, my business sucks, or this is not showing up the way, I thought it should. And it's like, get over your point of view. Absolutely. And who does it belong to? And if it lightens up, it's not yours. So what's one of your favorite money tools?
Pot and POC. It's very simple. Just pot and POCing everywhere that I've been refusing to receive an uninvited money today. And if you haven't yet done it today, everywhere you've been refusing to receive and have uninvited money from your life today, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. It's so simple, but we forget that we're the ones that are choosing how much we receive or how much we have money in our lives. We're the ones calling the shots. And if we don't let it in, it doesn't show up.
Yeah. I mean, and that was one of the tools that I used to get myself out of debt many years ago. And I used to have it just on a Post-it note on my mirror and just said, "Pock and pot everywhere. I have uninvited money today." So just a slightly different version of that, because you ask for more money to show up, and we're so quick to uninvite it. I mean, all it takes is you flicking through some magazine or something and seeing a car and going, "Oh, I wish I had that car, but I could never afford it." Okay, boom, you just uninvited money. And I'm not saying you need to go out and buy that car, but what if you asked a different question and went, "Ooh, I love that car. What would it take for a car like that to show up in my life?" And you ask a question which allows more possibilities to show up.
Yes.
So being a Joy Business Facilitator, Rebecca Hulse, what would you like to see change in the world?
Gosh, I would love business to not be taken so seriously. Like we have, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in, or if you run your own business or you're in corporate or you have a job, like we take ourselves so fucking seriously, and it so doesn't help anyone. And yes, you may have a very serious job, like maybe you cut people open for a living. This is a very drastic example now. Good morning, welcome to Monday. We're talking about surgery. But it's more of the sense of, if you treat yourself with lightness and you treat everyone else around you with lightness, you're going to create that showing up in your world. And if you treat yourself seriously, it only opens up the platform to judge yourself, to make your life harder, and to make sure that every single day of your existence is filled with judgments and limitation, instead of the possibilities and the fun that gets to be had. Like, to me, business is one of the most brilliant avenues for fun and exploration that we get to have. Like Gary Douglas says, business is about creating possibilities. And to me, that's how I would like to live my life. And I would like to invite you guys to that, if that's something you're interested in, is that it doesn't have to be serious, and it can actually just be this wonderful adventure of every day waking up and finding out something different.
I love that, Rebecca. And just to add to that too, it doesn't have to be complicated to make money.
No, I love that you said that yesterday.
Yeah. I wrote that in the thread that we have, because it's like people make things complicated in order to justify receiving money. Nope. Yeah. You can just receive money. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Well, so we think that we're not enough. Like, and we try and overcompensate, and we think that we're not enough, but in actual reality, we're probably too much.
And let's be more. Let's be even more. Like,
exactly.
Yes. So you've got some classes coming up online, obviously.
Yes, online. Yes. So actually, I'm glad that you brought up the don't overcomplicate it, because I actually have a free class coming up in 2 days' time called Stop Overcompensating and Get to Work. So if you guys want to play with me for free for something that's longer than 15, 20 minutes, you can come and see that. You can just click onto my Facebook, or you can go to my Access Joy Business Facilitator profile. And then I get to play with the best class ever in the world so far. It's its unofficial tagline, but the Joy of Business, Business Done Different 2.0 Masterclass is got all of the Joy of Business tools, plus the personal facilitation that you can get on your business. So we're starting that on May 18th. And I would love to play with you guys. It's just the most brilliant class. And I've had a couple of my clients say to me, you should do this class every 2 weeks, just as like a touch up for your business.
So what time zone is it going to be in?
It's going to be in a great time zone for the Asia Pacific and the USA evening, and for Australia and New Zealand middle of the day. So starting at 1 p.m. New Zealand time, which is about 8 p.m. Pacific time, and in Asia in the morning.
Okay, awesome. And can I just say, like Rebecca mentioned right at the beginning of this Facebook Live, that I've had people over the years come up to me and say, I can't do a Joy Business class because I don't have the prerequisites. And I was like, what's that? No, like, I don't have a Joy Business. It's not about you having to have a Joy Business to go to a Joy Business class. That's something that, hopefully we get to empower you to acknowledge that maybe business is not what you thought it was. And you don't even have to have a business to go to one of these classes. You can just have an idea, or not even have an idea, but you know what? Rebecca will contribute and assist in you extrapolating to see if there is an idea that you have not yet explored. So you can have a business, not have a business, all of it. And there's a lot of money tools in there too. So maybe you can just increase your money flows. But I bet you nobody wants to do that.
No. Definitely not.
No. So down below, you can go to accessjoybusiness.com/Rebecca Hulse, and you can also go to accessconsciousness.com and find Rebecca. And there's more Joy Business facilitators around. And please, if you can, it's like, share this around, like this on the YouTube. We've created a playlist. I'm going to be interviewing a whole lot of Joy Business facilitators over the next few weeks. So you get to meet them all over the world.
And thank you, Simone, for being here.
You're so welcome. Anything you want to add? Anything you want to say? Last thing to the people there.
It's Monday, so what if you fuck it up? What if you just go out and have too much fun today and do everything you're not supposed to do on a Monday? Just try it out. See what happens.
I like it. How does it get any better than that? All right. Mwah. Much love and adoration to you all. And Rebecca, I might see you sooner than most.
What would it take? I need to get off the island.
If the borders between Australia and New Zealand open up, I'm going skiing. So
yes, great idea.
Yeah. Hello, to my advantage.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
I'll see everyone later. Bye-bye.